Hello, my strange and unusual family. My convicts, my creeps, my deranged maniacs. My eccentrics, my goths, my vampires, and my strange and unusual spirits. Today, I am continuing my triple terror with Lowe's. A promise is a promise. I mainly promised myself that I would get through this, and I really don't have a whole lot left to go through, but I'm pushing through. Okay? It gets kind of draining when you commit yourself to doing this many videos, you know? So today we are going to be discussing almost the entire Wednesday collection, minus, the million tabletops and the archway. So we're doing the three main life sizes, which is Wednesday Addams, Cousin It, and the really cool looking Joseph Crackstone. Now, this is the first time we have seen any officially licensed animatronic from any sort of property involving the Addams family. So it's really cool to finally have three life-size props, an archway based off of the Nevermore Academy from Wednesday Addams, and a bunch of tabletops as well with our good buddy Cousin It. And you also have a Wednesday Addams doll, and I can't even remember that blonde girl's name. So we are starting with the main attraction herself, Wednesday Addams. So Wednesday here is meant to take place during the the dance. So she is in her really iconic and really kind of spooky, ooky, and really fun black gothic dress, which I'm a fan of. And she has the arm movement where she's dancing to the Goo Goo Mock. So really cool. And this is Jenna Ortega's Wednesday, by the way. There's like a few different adaptations, and I really have to say that this looks a lot like Jenna Ortega. Now, this is by Techie, and I gotta say, Techie really nailed this. There's been like a lot of arguments about this not looking like her, and I think personally that if you don't think it looks like her, you need your eyes checked, because this looks like Jenna Ortega. Like, it's very accurate. Eerily so. The movement's pretty stellar. She just moves her arms side to side and kind of up and down in kind of a dancing motion, because she's, dancing to the music. The costuming looks really good. And then they did something that bugs me. So they put the motion sensor kind of in the lower area of her dress. And this is a prototype, so sometimes Techie does move the sensors. So I'm hoping it changes. They should have put that sensor and hit it along the buttons. And so many companies do this. They don't put it in like the most like hidden spot. It drives me psychotic when they do that. But that's really my only gripe with this. It looks great. The audio is perfect. It is the Goo Goo Muck. I don't think it's actually the instrumental, because if you listen really closely to their official demo, you can actually hear the lyrics. It's like they edited the video for like copyright reasons, because I'm assuming the music is copyrighted, which is kind of funny that they did that. So I am assuming that it will actually play the entire Goo Goo Muck song with the lyrics and everything. Now, Wednesday is going for $250, which really is not terrible. I am curious on what her build is going to be like. We have seen some techie items already. They've been coming in, they've been hitting houses, and the quality has been amazing, actually. So it really makes me wonder if Wednesday and Joseph and It are going to have that same, like, really just out of this world quality, kind of what they're going to do with them. I mean, looks alone, I mean, she looks great, and all the other ones look great as well, but this isn't their spot yet. So I'm really curious to see kind of what the quality is going to look like. She looks like she's built pretty well. Like plastic body form, at least on the top like bust area. So, which again, it does make a prop look a lot nicer when they do little things like that. And she has fully plastic arms, which again looks nice. So, I don't know. I'm really curious to see kind of where all they go with this. It's definitely a really nice looking prop. Not my personal cup of tea, but like I don't have like use for it, if that makes sense. I don't normally go for licensed characters. I know there's people who just go for them just to put them in their displays because people are like, oh wow, that's Wednesday. Oh well, that's Michael. I'm not like that unless I can make it fit into my displays, kind of like a little Easter egg. I don't usually go for them, and I really can't find a way to get like this surf music dancing Wednesday to work in like my carnival, my pumpkin patch, or my cemetery. So, but it's cool. It's cool nonetheless. I see the fans, and I definitely agree with them on this being a really stellar prop. So let's play a video. To the Cousin It, which is the only item in this whole series that is actually licensed from the Addams family. So unlike everything else that is licensed with Wednesday, the TV series, this is actually the Addams family, so that old school TV show, which actually this video does play homage to. Really smart techie. So, Cousin It, if you guys did not know, has always been my favorite Addams family member. I always loved how goofy and silly he was. He was just this giant ball of fur with these hippie glasses and a bowler hat. Really simple design, but just so silly, so fun, and so lighthearted. And he talked in a really goofy way. So, of course, like, love the character. So, of course, you could just imagine how excited I was when I saw that Techie did a life-sized Cousin It. That stands at 4 feet, which I think is around the height he was in the Addams family. I remember him being pretty short. So, fairly accurate, actually. It looks really good. There's really not a lot to say detail-wise. It's just a long, furry guy. It looks like they have him in 3 sections, which I don't love how noticeable that is, because if I were to look him up, he's just one solid, like, furry character, if that makes sense. Like, his hair is not sectioned off like that, so that does kind of bug me just a little bit. But again, that is kind of me being nitpicky. At least I don't really remember. I'm kind of looking at pictures. Oh no, I guess it was sectioned off. Wow, look at me. I'm like a fake fan. Yeah, I guess Cousin It was sectioned off like that. Huh, well, what do you know? So, never mind. I'm totally wrong. It is actually accurate. I still don't like that, though. I don't know. It does kind of bug me a bit. It looks awkward. If you couldn't tell, I have not seen the original Addams Family show in a very long time. I've seen it since I was a kid. So, and I already have a really crappy memory. But I do still like Cousin It. I think it is adorable. And I love his little bowler hat. They put in some really good detailing here. The sensor on this guy is actually, I believe, hidden in the bowler hat, which is pretty smart. My fear, though, is it looks like it's just a light sensor. Yikes. So, Cousin It likes to kind of bop around side to side and plays the classic Addams Family theme song, which to me feels like a bit of a missed opportunity that they didn't release other characters from the Addams Family, such as Lurch the Butler, Gomez, Pugsley, even Morticia. You know, I was kind of hoping for more classic Addams Family characters other than just Cousin It. And no, they just did Cousin It and Wednesday from Wednesday's not based off of the original one, but you know what I mean. Like, they just did those two characters and not just they didn't do other characters. Which I guess you could argue that there's that Jimmy Butler that is similar to Lurch, but you know, nitpicky at this point. And maybe if this stuff does well, they'll do it in the future. I would hope, because I would like to see more Addams Family characters. You know, Uncle Fester would be another amazing one, where he's got like a glowing light bulb in his mouth. You know, fun stuff like that, I think Techie could easily pull off, because so far, I mean, this stuff is great. So, again, there's really not a whole lot more to say. Cousin It is the cheapest of the bunch at $199.99. And if that's a little much for you, there is a small tabletop version that roams around, and it uses this technology Techie uses that senses where it's but a hidden edge, so it moves away, and it looks freaking adorable. So there is an alternative that is cheaper, but it is smaller, but it's freaking cute. So let's get on with his video. Now for our final installment is the man that needs no introduction, but we're going to do it anyway. Joseph Crackstone. Now this is actually my favorite one of the entire series that Techie did, but weirdly enough, it's for all of the wrong reasons. It's kind of funny. So if you have not seen Wednesday, I'm sorry, this will be spoiled for you. Joseph is the main antagonist in the show. He is he's one of them. He's the overall big baddie of Wednesday, and I honestly think that Techie did a very interesting interpretation of him, considering that's how do I put it? Joseph didn't really look like that in this series. Like, there's far too many inaccuracies with Joseph Crackstone for this to like be like a really solid rendition of him. Like, I don't know, it doesn't really look like him. It looks more like an undead pilgrim, which that's why I like it, weirdly enough, is because it doesn't look like Joseph. It looks like this undead pilgrim that's like burning from within. They kind of captured him at like the wrong moment of the show. They should have just had him like normal, not like burning, because it makes him look weird. But kind of ignoring that, the costuming is phenomenal. They did a really good job with the pilgrim kind of styled outfit. The staff, yeah, it's actually pretty accurate, even down to the LED color. That's actually insane. That's very accurate. The face, again, not so much. And even like the hair I feel like he had less hair in the show than what Techie gave him. And it was more of a kind of like blondish gray than just straight up silver. And this is me kind of nitpicking, you know. Joseph, to me, looked more like the Leprechaun from like the Leprechaun series. If you guys have ever seen that horror movie series, look it up so you kind of understand what I'm talking about. That's what Joseph more so looks like than kind of what Techie's, I guess, adaptation is. Still cool, it's just not really what he looks like. So Joseph here, he fogs from his mouth, he's got a flame light in his chest, and I think he might have a flame light in his head too. And his staff lights up, and he has like side to side move-it. So he's kind of like, he kind of reminds me of Exterminator, funny enough. And again, he looks cool, it's just not really him. Now, my biggest problem with Joseph is his price. Joseph is $450. You out your goddamn mind to ask that much for a character that just doesn't really look like him. And you can tell a Techie VA voiced him. And yeah, no, it's just not very accurate. Oof. This one hurts me to criticize so heavily because you guys know how much I love Techie. But this one just missed so many marks. And I can't justify that price. I do not see Joseph selling very well at all. Because he's so expensive and he's not that accurate. And there's just a lot wrong to warrant that kind of price. And I get, you know, it's licensed by MGM. I'm sure that's expensive. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to diss on that. But it's just... Now, again, I like Joseph for all the wrong reasons. Because I want to get one when he goes on sale. And make him into an undead pilgrim. To go on my haunt. To like go with Flaming Black Widow. That's what I want to do. But... yeah, this one needed a little bit more time in the oven, I think. But there is a really incredible concept here. It's just I don't see the Joseph besides the pilgrim outfit and the staff is kind of what I'm saying. And again, like, the prop is still really freaking awesome. It's just not Joseph Crackstone. So, and kind of like Wednesday and Cousin It, I am really curious to see what this build quality is going to look like. I'm really curious to see kind of what the flame line is going to be like too, like in his chest. So I have like a lot of things that I'm really curious and excited to see if and when people get this prop. So, you know, I do really want him. I really want to play around with him. I'm going to give him like a musket and, you know, do some really cool things with him. But yeah, no, I cannot for the life of me honestly see the Josephisms here. If you guys can understand what I mean. And I've heard the same critiques from other people too, that they kind of agree with what I'm saying. And that saddens me too, because Techie did a really good job with Wednesday, they did a really good job with Cousin It. Even the tabletop stuff was pretty good. It's just Joseph specifically, which I feel like could have been a really big prop. It just kind of fell flat. Which, you know, I guess you can't have 10s all the time. So, and that's okay, you know. But that means he's going to go to sale, and I can get him when he goes on sale. So, you know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I can get this guy easily. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of all of these props. I like all of them. Joseph will probably be the only one I'll get, and again, it's for literally all the wrong reasons. It's so funny. Just to customize and make into a cool secondary prop to go with Flaming Black Widow whenever I choose to get one. I think getting him will push me harder to get it. So yeah, that is all of Techie from Lowe's. Next up, I will be covering the Jemmy items, however many that might be. I think there are 3 life sizes, if I am correct. No, there's 4. So I think I'll just do all 4 of them in one video. As much as I really don't want to. But I think it's only fair to critique everyone. We have to critique everyone, guys. So yeah, I will see you guys in that video. Bye-bye. Goodbye.
I will not stop till I've expunged this new world. Outcast, godless creatures. My vengeance will be swift and true.